Om Shanti. A very good morning to all. We often get into a situation where we want ourselves to free from either we are facing a situation that comes in or free from any kind of tension that comes in. Today's Murli is all focused on how to become free. Where Baba says that just let go things and you can become free. So that's the title of the Murli, Let Go and Become Free. It's a Murli dated 21st of November 1981. Let's read the Murli together. Pujitbhai, would you screen the Murli?
Yeah, I'm screen.
Today, Bab Dada, who is always the cooperative companion of the children, will tell his cooperative children, who are his constant companions, about an entertaining conversation between Ba and Dada. All of you are entertaining, are you not? Therefore, the father too tells such children entertaining things. Today, a very large, beautiful, alokik, and significant looking tree emerged in front of Bab Dada. So while we are reading the rest of the Murli, let's keep visualizing what Baba is telling in today's Murli. It's a very beautiful, entertaining story that Baba is sharing with us and then letting us know how do we let go things. So let's imagine that in front of us, there's a large, beautiful, alokik, and significant looking tree is emerged. The tree was very beautiful and it had many branches, some small and some large, some thin and some thick. There were various beautiful, colorful birds on that tree. Each one was sitting on its own branch. Because of the birds, the tree looked very beautiful. Some birds would come flying and sit on Bab Dada's fingers. Some birds would come flying and sit on Bab Dada's fingers. This is one kind of bird. The second one, what they would do, they would come and sit on Baba's shoulders. The third one would just continue to circle around Bab Dada. The fourth kind of bird was some just sat at a distance and met Baba through their eyes, just looking at Baba. So looking at they were just looking at Baba and were happy with just that. They were happy just to observe the pleasure the other birds had in meeting Baba. Then they themselves did not come close. So they were just watching the whole scene that was going around, but they themselves did not come close to Baba. Seeing such a scene, Father Brahma smiled, clapped, and began to call all the birds to him. Baba very sweetly invited all the birds to come. He said, "Come, children, come, children." Even then, those birds would not come. Although they had wings and were flapping those wings, they were still clutching onto the branches so tightly with their claws that they were unable to fly and come closer. What happened then? Even though they wanted to, they weren't able to fly. They began to call out with a lot of love, "Baba, Baba." Then they said something. What would they have said? They said, "Make us fly, make us fly." And then they said, "Free us, free us." Bab Dada said, "Instead of saying free us, just let go and become free." However, amongst those birds, there were some who were very clever, but others who were weak. Although they wanted to experience the Father's company, they did not want to let go of the branch. These were the clever birds who wanted to enjoy Father's company, but they did not want it to let go of the branch. The clever birds wanted to do both, be in Father's company and also be on the branch. The weak and innocent birds wanted to become free, but they did not know how to get their freedom. The innocent ones, in their innocence, did not even realize that they had to let go. Seeing these birds, Babdada repeatedly told them to let go and become free. But the birds continued to chatter in their own language. Babdada showed them what to do, and yet they would let go of the branch a little, but still be clutching onto it. We will reread this particular sentence and go deeper to what does this mean. Bab Dada showed them what to do, and yet they would let go of the branch a little, but still be clutching onto it. This is why they continued to call out. Although they continued to speak, they were unable to become flying birds. They were unable to experience having a close meeting with a father and toured the world. That is, they were unable to do the tour of unlimited world service. Now, each of you can ask yourself where you are. So let's take few moments to grasp what Papa said until now and reflect for ourselves where we are, which kind of bird are we? Were you on a branch or on the Father's shoulders? Or were you dancing on his fingers? Or were you flying around Baba? Do you know yourself? Ask yourself to what extent you have made firm for yourself the lesson of let go and become free. His cooperative children, who are his constant companions, do you always remember the lesson let go and become free? Or is it that you can become free when others let go? Or is it that you can only become free when the Father frees you? You do not imbibe this lesson in that way, do you? You are not clutching onto any type of branch with the claw of your intellect, are you? You have not perched on a branch just because of some old sanskars or your nature, or because you lack a particular power, or because of being weak, have you? Do you put this lesson, let go and become free, into practice in every situation? It was this lesson that made Father Brahma become number one. He let go from the beginning and thereby became free. He never thought that he would only become free if his companions or his relatives freed him. He never thought that he would only become free when those who were creating obstacles stopped doing that, or that he would become free when the various adverse situations went off. Did he ever think that? He constantly made this lesson firm for himself. Do you follow the Father in the same way? This is known as the one who takes the initiative is Arjuna. Therefore, he became Arjuna, did he not? He came very close to the Father. He became equal and combined. You also say that Ba and Dada are combined, do you not? Therefore, have you become like them? Or are you sometimes one thing and sometimes another? Like this electricity. So I was giving this example of electricity because at that point of time, there were light fluctuations in the room. The lights were continuously going out. You do not sometimes play the game of letting go by yourself and at other times of becoming free only when others let go. Do you? These lights going out is also a game, is it not? Sometimes to come on and sometimes to go out is also a game. You do not play such games, do you? Which do you prefer? When something is constant or when it keeps coming and going? Therefore, in every aspect where in transformation of your nature or sanskars or in coming into relationship with one another or in overcoming situations and obstacles, what lesson do you have to make firm? When you yourself let go, you can become free. Chode to chute. When you yourself let go, you can become free. The situations are not going to go away. You yourself have to let go and become free. Even if other souls come into conflict with you because of sanskars, remember that you will only become free when you let go. Do not think that when the other person stops creating conflict, you will become free. Not if you believe that you can only become free when that person lets go. Then, when that conflict ends, another one will start. For how long are you going to keep waiting for the other person to let go so that you can become free? Obstacles of Maya and test papers are going to come in your study in different forms from time to time. So, is it that you pass if you study, or do you only pass if the teacher gives you an easy paper? What do you have to do? It is correct to say that you will pass when you study well. Similarly, here too, you have to pass in every situation. Do not think that so and so has to pass. Do not think that such and such a situation has to end. Understand that you yourself have to pass. This is known as becoming free by letting go. So, taking responsibility for everything that's happening around is the access to become free by letting go ourselves instead of waiting for any external situation or external person to let go things. Do not wait for anything but prepare yourself. You are a bird, you have wings, you are very beautiful. You are sitting on the Father's tree, that is, you belong to the Brahmin family. However, there is the weakness of seeing any type of your own or someone else's sanskars or nature and speaking about them. You are not independent in your efforts. You become dependent. There is attachment to a person or object. You lack a particular virtue or power. All of those are the various branches. So here's the connection of what Baba started the Murli with the tree and branches and birds. And then he uses a lesson as to how we need to operate. All of those are the various branches. What? Everything that shows up by Maya are the various branches. And it's up to us with our own powers, values, and virtues that we have learned. How do we free ourselves instead of waiting for anything external of us to stop it? So you are not perched, clutching onto one of these branches, are you? If you hold on to any branch, you are unable to have an experience of the closeness of constantly dancing on the Father's finger, of constantly moving along with the support of the finger of Shrima. You won't be able to cooperate in every task of the Father's, that is, you won't be able to dance on his shoulders. One is to be constantly cooperative, and the other is sometimes to be cooperative and at other times to be separated from the Father. Why? It is because instead of cooperating, you become separated from the Father by clutching onto one of those branches. Now ask yourself, who am I? Let's stop reading the Murli today and we shall continue the remaining part of the Murli on Monday and Tuesday, respectively, in the next week. So let's take a pause, a few moments, and then come back to share our reflections and takeaways from today's Murli. You can unmute and share.
Om Shanti, Sister. So,
What we done?
Baba says, we have to let go. We shouldn't be holding on to the branches and then complaining that I am unable to fly, make me fly. So, Baba says we have to release the clutches and then, come out of the branch and then fly. And then it was really beautiful to hear from Baba the story how each bird's experience in different way. Right, some on the shoulder, some on Baba's finger, and some at a distance, and different stage for each children that clearly explains. And here Baba underlined how Brahma Baba became number one because we know that Brahma Baba was one of the, a very rich man, and also his relations with others, and he was one of the well-known person, right? So being in that status, right? So he was able to let go everything because the kind of faith that he had in Shiva Baba was so firm, and he did not really hold on to any of those problems or the obstacles or any of the anti-party that they came against him, or or the yeah. So he was very firm that he demonstrated that actually. So so here we have to see. I think it's for our old sanskar that which is actually holding on to it, and we are expecting someone to release it. So I think what Baba says, we have to let go of that and then come out of it. Yeah, so that's the takeaway for me. Let go and become free. Thank you, Anshanti.
Yes, Bajit Bhai, very rightly said. And Baba's elaborated a couple of things as to what are these branches. So the reflection for me is all of those branches that we hold on are the branches of Maya, which is going to be combined of both sanskar, my old sanskars, and the powers that I'm not able to imbibe. And at the same point of time, I'm holding on to other sanskars. So usually in the practical life, I'll say, why this person told me anything? All the questions of how, why, what, where is actually the different branches that holds me on um, from the space of being free. So for
Yeah.
me, the takeaway in this context was so evidently and beautifully Baba explained the alokik tree and picturizing that alokik tree and marking those alokik trees and the various branches. Baba said, what is one branch on which you get clutched onto was actually bifurcating and finding out, okay, what is that stopping me? Why I'm not able to move out? So that was very easy to get connected to today's Murli as to where am I uh, as a soul? What is stopping me? So I invite each one of us to share, of course, and also take up an homework today that what is that stopping me? One thing that I feel I want to check is what is that triggers me? Something that triggers me is the area for me to free myself and let that go at that moment. Just practicing that, maybe checking on as to how many times it has happened and how many times I've been able to take charge of my own expressions and my own actions. So let's take that homework. Anybody else like to share?
Baba highlighted that, the circumstances will not change, right? Circumstances are going to come. People will come on our way. Conflict may occur. So this is all part of the Purusha. So test paper will come, Maya will come, this all will come. So without all this, the effort making is not real effort making, right? So we have to make ourselves powerful to conquer all that, right? So being in all that, in the midst of all this, right, and then we need to get to perfection. So looking at this, I feel like it's again going back to that eight powers that we have these eight powers and then using them at the time of need, right? So we understand the situation and then applying it at the right moment. It's more of I feel, yeah. Um,
Super Bhai. It's like 8 powers, and also all of those studies that we're doing on a daily basis. How are we imbibing that? Unless those situations comes in, those test paper comes in, we would not know where are we. So maybe embracing those situations gracefully and sailing through is one way to be free and let go. Another reflection in this area is Baba is making us responsible for everything and giving us the lesson that take the responsibility of your own journey rather than shunning off that responsibility and putting it on to anything external that comes your way. Yes, Chandrikala Ben, Jeetna Ben, would you like to share? Kartika sister?
I'm sure each one is holding on to some or the other branch. Some clutches there, right? So that's what is making us um, number one, right? Or number wise, or um, that we are not up to, though we want to go ahead in this Purusharth life, but somewhere we are not able to get to our expectation and satisfy our, that spiritual hunger, right? Though we know we have to become equal to Baba, but somehow we are not getting there. That's because somewhere we are still holding on to. We have to release that claw. So it's more of first understanding where I am holding on to, right? And then using some of the powerful knowledge and support of Baba to come out of it. Yeah, I think it would be good if people can share. Yeah, Shanti.
Om Shanti. My takeaway, the circumstances are not going to let go of you. You yourself have to let go and become free. Baba said, when you yourself let go, you can become free. Om Shanti.
Yes, sister. Very well said. The circumstances are not going to be letting you go. Circumstances are going to be there around you. You will have to let go, and as in soul, will have to let go of what's coming in to become free.
Om Shanti, sister. Yes, rightly said. It's our sanskars we are actually holding. The circumstances are not making us anything. So, because the same situations, many people they are taking free, like Brahma Baba. He is before us, and he has more papers, and he changes. He make a vast change in him, a good transformation. So that's the thing we do. So let go means Baba is also telling in the Sakar Murli also check where your intellect is wandering throughout the day. So where it is holding on, which thing attracts or which problem, something your intellect is going on constantly. You have to check and write them. And in yesterday's Murli also Baba told that Maya is closing you actually from your nearness. So it's the weakness, even though the situation is there, but it's the weakness, it's making you to hold on. making us to hold on to that particular problem repeatedly again and again. So I think it's the lack of confidence or what even we have the knowledge and experiences, but still something is pushing to hold the problem. Baba is calling birds all come to me, but still some birds are going, some birds still holding the branches tightly, latching on to. So anyway, we can't able to solve the situation. We have to make our mind a good solution, and we have to move from it. We have to calm the mind. Thank you, sister.
Yes, sister. As you said, some birds are unable to do it, and that's where Baba gave an example that some birds wants to come to Baba, and in that pursuit, they are moving out of the branches, but they're yet clutching to the branches. So one reflection here is there is confusion and also wanting to belong to both the worlds. Now you cannot sail on two boats at the same point of time. So that's probably one of the biggest concern that I see, that why one is unable to let go. For myself, if I reflect, I think that's one of the reasons that sometimes I would want to look at both the sides. A conversation also comes in that we are in the locking world and there are these challenges going to be coming in and we'll have to be living with it and then getting carried away with whatever the locking world wants us to do. Then there is a space that, okay, Srimad doesn't allow me to do this. So being at the same time on a branch also and when with Baba, it's not going to be possible. So for me, this is going to be a diligent exercise to do that. Why these things happen at given point in time. That want this and want that as well. Now this and that together cannot happen. So that's one reflection. Thanks for bringing that out to know that we are still holding on to the branches and we again at the same point of time wants to go to Baba. So and yes,
What
Maya
is
is going
that
to be coming.
actually making us to hold this? Is that lack of Nikshay Buddhi or love or something missing? So we are holding. Not always, but in some situations, we are holding for 2 3 days, but later we are flying to Baba only to get the solution to be free from.
A good reflection point that you brought in. What is that holding me? Now there could be one thing that you mentioned is, am I lacking love for Baba? Another thing is going to be, am I getting carried away with the Maya that's showing up because glamour and things around may attract. Um, and as Baba says, jhuti khaya, jhuti Maya. Everything is untruth here in this world, but we still consider it to be truthful and we move around. Am I no getting attracted towards this locking world? Though somewhere down the down my soul wants to be connected to the higher purpose and higher elevated connection, but yet I'm getting pulled back here. So it's a checking point and being aware as to what my purpose is every moment and being in the soul conscious space. Another reflection is, am I getting carried away with the body conscious existence? Am I missing on at that point of time being in that space of soul consciousness? So a lot of points to be looked at from this area as to why am I not able to, or why am I unable to set myself free from. And I think somewhere in the Murli Baba also mentioned about we are waiting for situations to change. We will say, okay, let this happen and then I'll be free. So Also getting aware of all of these things, and just waiting for things to happen. Can I at that moment let go? Now, letting go doesn't mean that I shun away my responsibilities. Performing my responsibilities, can I still be free? Can I be a detached observer? Can I stay in the guest conscious and a trust consciousness in this world? So maybe these are few axes for one to look at as to how do I free myself and what makes me free. And it's going to be for each one, each own. Something that may work for you, sister, and something else may work for Bijitbhai or Ami Ben or the others. So it's going to be each one's practice to look at it. Any reflections on this side that anybody would like to share?
Om Shanti.
Yes, Ami Ben.
As Baba has spoken about birds, so as I compare with the birds as in animal kingdom, we see that some birds are flightless, some birds are migrating birds. Some birds are very peaceful. So just we souls are like just birds. Like double foreigners are like migrating birds. They want to come to Madhuban, but because of their some of the things, they are not able to leave their place and their workplace, and they cannot come to Baba's. And some birds like penguins, they dive deep. They cannot fly, but they can dive deep into the ocean water. So same way the souls, some close souls cannot fly like them, but they can deeply have the knowledge of it, of Baba's knowledge. So I just compare. So some things are not able, we cannot let go things because of the situations, environment. Um, just that is the reason we cannot detach ourselves. So sometimes I feel that that is the reason each soul can experience about it. That's all.
Yeah, so we get attached to things and then we say we cannot get detached. So again, it boils back to us, the soul, to see how we work on. Very well put across, Ami Ben, where you mentioned that, okay, we are blaming other things and say that I cannot get detached. But the underlying space is I am attached is what I'm missing at that point in time when I say I cannot get detached. Isn't it?
True. Yes, true.
Randomly, sister was unmuted. So, sister, do you want to share something?
Om Shanti, sister.
Om Shanti.
I, the bird, having wings, very beautiful, sitting on father's father's tree, only not on his finger and shoulder, but belong to the Brahmin uh, family. When I pause in all situation, when I finished all my karmic accounts means, then I will free from all bondages. Then I will go near to the Father and sits on his shoulder. Sit on his shoulder, hands and dancing takes some period. For that I have to pause with honor. I have to finish all my conflict with Maya means, then only I go to near Father. When I transformed fully means, then only I have the chance to dance in Father's hand. Om Shanti. Still my position is sitting on Father's tree only. Om Shanti. Waiting for the chance to meet Father's closeness. Om Shanti.
Yes. The overall underlying space of this Murli is Baba is telling that only you and you are the stop from being free. Between you and you becoming free, the only obstacle is you yourself, which could be in the form of your own sanskars, your old connections, lacking some values, virtues, and powers. And he's telling us be aware, have the awareness of all of this, bring that in practice, imbibe it, and that's the only way to set yourself free.
Yeah. So here, anybody can come near to Baba, right? No obstacle or nobody is going to stop. The senders will be, keep increasing. They all will be kept open for everyone. So it is up to us to decide how much I want to attain, right? How much fortune I have to make for myself. So it is in my hand actually, right? So nobody is going to block us. And this is again, we are interacting with Baba, right? Using our mind and intellect. And this knowledge, if you look at all the situations, if you live in this world, right, this Kali world, there is only, we know that it's Dukkhadam, it's only sorrow everywhere. And situations will become stronger day by day. So, Baba would like to see us just letting go than be holding on to the situation and then worrying about it and then creating tension on top, right? So, then our life is going to be very difficult for us to live, right? So, if we learn the art of just letting go, because we have enough knowledge now, right? Yeah, this is a drama, and Baba is creator, right? He is there to give us all the right information, right advice, right knowledge, and he's also there to give me all power. So I just have to, give trust in, have trust in him, and then with that faith, move on, conquering situations one by one, one by one. Right? It's if you look at it in that way, then living in this world will become very easy for us, right? If we situations, everything, if we can hold on to it, I mean, if we are holding on to that situation, then it becomes really tough to deal with it, right? Because every day it is going to increase only. And if we use this techniques, right, this knowledge in our day-to-day life and also in our family interaction in Laukik, basically. So if we use it in Laukik, we are going to benefit first, and also whoever is around us, right, they are also going to benefit, right? Because our action changes, and when our thought pattern changes, our action changes, and our reaction also changes. So first we will benefit, and then others will benefit. Yeah. Sorry.
Yes, Brad, this is what you were saying, when our thought process changes, our reaction changes. In fact, the reaction moves to response mode. There is no reaction. That is what I was getting while you were sharing. So looking at each of our actions, am I reacting or am I responding? Because when I'm responding, I am stable, I take pause, I take hold of what's happening around before giving any response or acting upon it. Isn't it?
Yes, Rakiban, very nice. Yeah, a reaction and response. That is very well put it. Yeah, a reaction, right? That is also my action. Right. Reaction is also my action. I am the one who's reacting. Right. When I am responding, yes, then I feel, the power to withdraw is one of the great power that we can use for all this. Any situation come, we need to become like a turtle and then pull ourselves into our shell and then see ourselves. That itself will make you cool down to respond to any situation in staying in your original stage. When you react, it will be your old scar, right, Rakibin?
True, true. And one another thing which comes here is Baba always says that you take one step and I will support you for the rest of the steps. That one step of courage to set oneself free by taking responsibility and trusting that the whole universe is there with me when my actions are to the directions of serving myself in the world. That trust factor, as you brought in, is very important for one to have the presence of the trust factor. Sometimes we are unable to take care or are unable to manage the situation because we falter on believing in our own selves and believing on the Almighty. And then we give all of this to the situation. We give away everything which I'm responsible to the situation to take charge of it. So where is that charge? Is that charging point within me, or the charging point I'd given it to somebody else to take the power? So yeah, thanks for bringing that whole conversation, Prashita. All right, let's take few moments and remember Baba. Pramila sister, you want to share something?
Before I go into my shell again, I thought I should speak. Because
Yeah, go ahead, sister.
sometimes it is body consciousness that actually prevents you from doing many things. For instance, so often people have asked, please share your views. But one teacher said, don't be so conjuice, don't be so miserly that you don't share your views. So often I have wanted to share my views, but don't do it. That is also holding on to what? To my body consciousness. If I was in soul consciousness, I would be very free to talk. So I think that is the main reason for me not to be able to speak. I sort of go into my shell. Yeah, so that's it. So I made one beginning today.
Oh, thank you so much. It was quite bold and quite open sharing. And I'm sure now we look forward to have your powerful sharings every day.
Right. We look
Thank you
forward
for being
to
here.
learn from you, right?
Yes,
Everybody's situation, life is different. So each one of us can share. So we can learn from you, right? Because everybody is unique in this world.
in fact, sister, your sharing has given me power because at times I also don't share. I just relax and I look forward for others to share. I think this was a very bold statement and a very bold confession that you did, that probably this is what is stopping. And I think for each one of us, this statement will hold correct, that what stops us is our body consciousness. Because if we go back and see how a small child behaved, so much of freedom, he or she is not bothered what others are going to be thinking. And as we grow, all of this starts piling up. And what will people say? Would that be okay to speak or not to speak? So we get stopped by our own questions. And I think sometime back today only we spoke about the only stop or the only place which is holding on. The reason for it is I myself. So I am the only obstacle between I getting free. Isn't it, sister?
It's true. That's true. Very true.
True, true.
So, lastly, one point, sister. So, today,
Yes, sister.
let's check how fast we are releasing our branches, and we are flying very fast to Baba. Anything may come to make us hold on, but we have to check that how fast I am freeing myself and flying over to Paramdam and staying there. Because from there, if I am watching every scene, so my mind will get peace, and I should very tightly hold on to Baba's shoulders. So let me do that thing, sister. Thank you.
Yeah, so let all of us take this homework today as to how soon are we releasing our triggers. As all of those external things bringing their weight on me, or I am freeing myself and the external thing both at the same point in time by just letting go. So let's take this homework. Thanks for such powerful and wonderful sharings. Let's now stabilize ourselves for a few moments in remembrance of Baba. Immerse that Alokik tree that Baba spoke about today in front and check on which branch am I holding on to. Is it the branch of my old sanskars or the branch of I being unable to manage or practice dharana? Or is that branch wherein there is certain things that I am missing in practicing the powers and the knowledge that I received from Baba? And I know that it's only I, the soul, who has the power to set myself free from these clutches of branches on which I'm holding on myself. The only access is to let go and be free. Have trust on drama and accept that each soul is in their journey and everyone's experience and sanskars are going to be different. Am I is the soul who's accepting this and setting myself and others free by imbibing the knowledge that I got from Baba and that I'm getting from Baba every day through Murlis. Today, I promise myself that I'm setting myself, letting myself free from what comes my way with a lot of grace and become that bird that's just singing and flying and playing with Baba every moment, experiencing I am companion of Baba and Baba is there with me every moment. So let's keep singing in the song of I am a free bird. And with this experience, let's come back in this world ready to begin the day like a free bird flying in the sky and yet being responsible to perform my karma. Complete freedom. Om Shanti. Have a wonderful day, and we meet tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. with a powerful meditation session in celebration of Diwali, which is coming next week. We have Dattabai who will take us through an experiential and a reflective meditation onto what it means for celebrating Diwali. Om Shanti. See you all tomorrow morning.